This video is presented by Gunwinner.com. Gunwinner.com is a website dedicated to finding its users the best deals on guns, shooting gear, and accessories. We rely on the passion of our registered users to find and share the greatest shooting deals available online. Go to Gunwinner.com.
In tight, and tuck your cheek in down. Woo!
Ain't gonna be no so.
Aim small, miss small. I knew it was him because he told me he was wearing Ted's underwear on the phone live. What do we got today?
Ruger rifle, Gunsite, 308, I believe. Cool gun. Have you seen it yet? Or have you seen one? You got a chance to handle one?
Haven't ever. New project.
Let's start with the styrofoam. They break that stuff. New one to pack. Really cool gun when Ruger first produced it. We got a bolt here somewhere. Let's see how well this works. We need to go to the manual. Well, there's styrofoam in the bolt. Box magazine. Fits new and stiff. A little bit of noise. What do you think?
What do you think?
I think it feels good. I think it needs a different stock. I mean, it feels good enough, but
Funny you should mention that.
this thing's a little spindly.
Funny you should mention that.
What is going to happen?
That's going to be the recipient of a Boyds Gunstock. The zombie killer, to be exact, I do believe.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You know, there's something else that's interesting that I'm noticing. I don't know if you've any experience with these in terms of what you've read, but I see here there's a thread protector, and I know that this muzzle device is removable, and
You would run a can.
well, you know, Ruger cuts a stepped muzzle, which is really, well, they did, which is a really bad design in my opinion. It makes it very hard to put a suppressor. However, I'm not seeing that step. It looks like they've changed their design and they're using this far superior method. And that would explain this thread protector that they have not shipped with these in the past. And that's a big improvement. That's a real big step up. Very cool. Got some Ruger rings. Hey, I think suppressor, new stock. Those are two great options. I think the stock is the most important one. When are you going to shoot it?
We got to find someplace to go.
I'm sure we can figure that out.
I'm sure we could. Overall?
You know, I like the gun's handy feel. I'm never personally been a fan of like the scout scope configuration, but I understand exactly why it's
I don't know
done.
how we put a scope on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the irons. Now, the sight radius and the configuration of this wing front sight, they give me a visual, kind of a weird sight picture, but it's all about where you put your face, you know, how you like to mount the gun. I mean, it's Ruger, built like a tank.
Right.
I think that I'll withhold any further judgment until we get a stock on it. since that's kind of my issue.
There you go.
Yeah, but they're popular. A little bit.
Stock's got to go though, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Very tactical for Ruger though. It says 6 1/4 pounds on the front of this thing, which is nice. Why tote a brick through the woods?
Right.
Very cool, Bill.
So the beauty of my job is that things constantly change. Now I already have what I consider to be a superlative AR-15 company backing me, DTWS Arms. But that's not the only kind of rifle that's out there, is it? There are other kinds of rifles out there. So enter Boyds Gunstocks. The gunstock to me is a very important piece of anything because that's where the feel of the gun is coming from. That's the interface between you and the hardware. But with Boyds comes an opportunity to try something that I've never tried before. So we have a Ruger Gunsite Scout, which we just went and picked up. And now we're going to go to the range. Let's go do a little shooting. I'll be right back. We'll talk a little bit more about it.
3-position safety, locks down. Position 2, you run the bolt, but you can't pull the trigger. All the way forward, bolt, trigger. Trigger's ridiculous on this thing. It's like 4 pounds tops. Probably less. It's got a nice, easy to operate. I'm not going to load it because this is a hot mag, but goes in, locks in. Push it forward like an AK if you're familiar with AKs. Get your magazine back out. The bolt, this is a brand new gun. This bolt's pretty quick. Positive lock, positive disconnect, slides easy. The stock's nice and light, so if you're packing this thing out, so like if you're gonna use it for a brush gun, it would certainly work for that. For an easy pack gun, if you're of the inclination to go hunt things up in the mountains, this would work for that. I know a lot of people do reviews on scout guns and stuff like that because this would be good for you know, if you only had one rifle, this would be great for that. I agree. I don't disagree at all. Obviously Jeff Cooper came up with the concept, and that man is a genius, or was a genius. But this would be a good, if you only had one gun, this would be a great rifle to have. Comes 5.56 and 308, and this one is in 308, which I prefer. But for those who are more recoil sensitive, maybe a 5.56 would be better. Or if you have a lot of 5.56 ammo, you could, you know, you could use 5.56 and 223 in this thing. As far as recoil, there really isn't much. It's certainly nothing that's going to hurt you. It's not uncomfortable to shoot at all. With a solid stock, one that's not an ultralight stock like this, I'd probably have even less. One thing about this stock right here is it's nice and flat for running the iron sights. if you do put a piece of glass on the front of this thing, you're going to need to build this up.
Or replace it.
Or replace it. Yeah. I'm not a real big fan on the hollow synthetic stocks. They serve a good purpose, but I'm not a real big fan of it. I would probably replace this with something a little more substantial.
Boyds is sending the Zombie Killer.
Well, I'm not familiar with that one, but I've actually run a couple long guns that ran Boyds Gunstocks, and I was really impressed with them.
So this is just part one.
Okay. I was really impressed with the Boyds. So what'd you say it's called?
The Zombie Killer.
Zombie Killer.
The @1 stock and Zombie Killer trim.
Okay, well I'm familiar with the @1 stock, so I guess it's just a color.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I'm familiar with the @1 stock, and that's outstanding. That would work great on one of these. All right. I like it, Bill. I think it's a good rifle. I don't really have any complaints at all about how it functions. I mean, it's shot great. This bolt's going to do nothing but get even better than it already is, and it's already good. Trigger is just really, really nice. So, really nice.
And so the plot thickens with the Ruger Gunsite Scout. Just got something in that is going to make a difference. Let's take a look. The whole reason I got it in the first place, the Boyds Gunstock. That is what is going on the Ruger Gunsite Scout Rifle. All right, back from the range. You just saw the stock. I sort of think Ruger probably got the whole concept right. This is probably what Cooper was thinking about when he decided he wanted to see something called a Gunsite Scout. The one gun that you could run out the door with. And I get it. I get it sort of. As much as I like semi-auto, the bolt gun is just never going to break. It's not going to have any issues. I get it. On top of that, as soon as I publish one picture, there's apparently some Gunsite Scout community out there, and I believe his last name is Langlois, Andy Langlois, on Facebook. He contacted me. He runs something called Andy's Leathers, and I'm going to go up there and take the Gunsite Scout because he specializes in making slings for the Gunsite Scout and we're going to have the Boyds Gunstock on it, and this is going to be some good stuff. This is going to be some good stuff. That whole learning curve. And I want to thank my new sponsor, Boyds, because I would never have thought to look into this kind of gun were it not for the fact that they made a stock for it. So thank you, Boyds. Thank you, Richard. You know who you are. To find the show, go to gcnlive.com. New website, Lock and Load Radio, with just an N.com. As a podcast on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Tunein, and iHeartRadio in 188 different ways. For business opportunities, go to gapmarketing.com, email charles@gapmarketing.com. Multimedia, audio, video, social media, it doesn't matter. They can help you with it. He specializes in helping the gun community. I know I'm one of his clients. And it's never been about gun control, not once, not ever. It has been, it's always going to be about total control. I am out of here.